So I'm over here in Beijing, China with my beautiful girlfriend Nat, and this is my first time, so I've been here 4 days, and I thought I'd just point out the 10 things I like about China, 10 best things I like about China. One of the things I like about China, and there's no particular order, so this is not number one, but it's the bicycle rentals.
Hey, this is my time, boss.
What China are doing here is they are heavily promoting rental bicycle with QR code. So you download the app, you put a little money on your account, and you have a range of bicycles to rent. And they're really trying to tackle this pollution, congestion system in one of the most popular cities in the world. So that's probably number one thing I like about China. The number two thing I like about China is this. This is something that most countries don't have, and I love it.
Go in.
I'm going in. Is there are so many public toilets available around. Nat, did you know that?
Yep.
Everywhere you go,
if you're a guy, you just pee everywhere.
there are public toilets all over the place, and they're clean and they're nice. And many countries you go to, you struggle to find a toilet. You've got to sneak into McDonald's or sneak into Burger King or somewhere like that to get yourself a toilet. But in China, they have them everywhere, and they're so well maintained.
It just reminds me when I was in Auckland. Was it Wellington? Oh,
Auckland?
Auckland,
Yeah.
New Zealand. Shit, the whole shopping street.
Yeah.
There was not even one toilet.
They're not.
There was just the one in a Burger King.
Yeah.
Do you know how dirty it is?
And what I want to point
It
out,
was disgusting.
you can see little guys on little motorbikes over there, you see? And these people are everywhere, and their job is just to clean the city, maintain the toilets, and making sure it's beautiful. And that's the number two thing I love about China. The number three thing I love about China is they keep their city so clean. There's people on each side of the road
I think I'm going to 7-Eleven.
cleaning.
Myself and you a mask for the pollution.
Number three thing that I love about China is, especially where I am in right now in Beijing, I love the fact that there's so many people cleaning. They're cleaning the roads, and they're not young people, they're elderly people as well. They've got proper uniforms, high visibility. They're scrubbing and cleaning the roads, picking up any kind of trash. There's trucks that come by and they wash the roads, not just at night time, but also during the day. So you'll find that the roads are constantly wet, trying to keep the dust down. So I think that's the number three thing I like about China. What you thinking? You're thinking all countries have these cleaners on the side of the road. Well, I agree with you, but not like this. This is all the time. Every 100 meters or so, you see the little cars, and they're sweeping the roads. And the best part about it is that the little cars that they have, they're all electric. Everything's electric. I'm going to show you a couple more up further. The fourth thing I like about Beijing is not only do I like the bicycles and the scooters, which are all electric, but I like the way of the bikeways. Now, I know what you're thinking, yeah, we've got this back in our country, but even where I'm from in Australia, and I've traveled the world, especially on bicycle, you don't have dedicated paths throughout the city. All the roads in Beijing have these dedicated paths. Look, and I'm talking about one on one side, and they've got another one on the other side, dedicated to bicycles, right? So they're trying really hard to get people out of the cars and onto the bikes, which is evident here. That's what I love about it. Number four, we just left the Temple of Heaven, and we just walked down that road, and I saw this thing and said, hey Nat, look at this. This is like a vending machine for library books. Look at this. It says urban neighborhood, a self-service library. You can pay over here You can pay over here by WeChat, or you can put cash in here. And it's got a huge big slot inside of all library books. You can buy a library book. How amazing is that? You know, the fifth thing I love about Beijing is they're really trying hard to beautify the city with more plants and trees. And this is called the Beijing Greenway. This is part of the program to beautify the city, add more plants, kill more carbon monoxide, and just make it a better place to live. And you can see this lush, this is downtown, this is in the middle of Beijing. Look at what they're doing here. They've got lush trees and gardens. They've got the people from the local council here, just, you know, as a part of their jobs, they're making the place look more beautiful. Lady over here, she works for the council. Her job is to make sure this particular part of the garden is beautiful. You see that? Yeah. That's number 5 for me. You know, the sixth thing I like about Beijing is the security. I like that there's, like on every corner here, there's a little guy with a hat on, like this guy over here, and there's one over there, and there's one over there, and one over there. And those guys are there just to make sure that the traffic crosses, and they got little barricades and they lock it off so you can't get through. Not everyone listens though, like us, but I think, and there's always security around in the malls, police, everyone's like checking on you to make sure you're doing the right thing. It's very, very safe. That's how I feel. That's the sixth thing I like about Beijing. There we go with this Saturday night. Busy intersection here. Huge roads all over the place. So, got to be looking around all the time. Making sure. Where the bikeways I was talking about. Bikeway paths, safe for everybody. Here we are again, the lights. Got the guy over there with the gate I was talking to you about, just there. Same on the other side, we've got a lot of police out here tonight. Another intersection. Got some guards over there. But the place is a really safe spot. I really feel comfortable there. I don't feel like I'm going to get robbed, or I don't feel like anything is going to be a concern to me. Except I just get worried about the madness on the roads. So probably the number 7 thing I like about Beijing that I've seen the most is, can you see these signs up here? These signs up here are for the traffic, and they indicate in the short distance what the traffic's like. So you can see there that it's saying that on the green lines that it's going to be good, and on the yellow lines it's getting a bit congested. Yesterday when we were on the highway, it was coming up red because there was a couple of car accidents there. But these are all over the place for the people that are on the roads to be able to know, how bad is the traffic? Do I need to leave myself some extra time? What a great idea. Doesn't happen in my country. All right, probably I would say the number 8 thing that I like about Beijing, and Nat thinks it's unique to Beijing, I can't say yes or no to this, is the courtesy that everyone shows on the roads. Now, you're able to do a U-turn in the middle of the busiest road and you won't get a toot. No one will worry, they'll wait patiently. Even as busy as these roads are, everyone will get their turn to get around. You can ride bicycles on the wrong side of the road. I mean, it's really kind of, as I said to Nat, a little bit messy. If you want to drive down the middle of the road along the white line and look at your GPS like someone I know, right, you're able to do that. No problem, you won't even get a toot. But if you wait at the traffic lights, even half a 30-second mil longer than you need to, you're going to get a toot, so let's go. So I don't know, go figure. Babe, any comments about that? So I would say that for such a busy city with so much traffic, I do like the fact that people are so courteous to each other on the roads. I don't feel like being on the roads that I have a problem. I feel that I'm able to do what I want to do as long as I go with the flow. Would you say that? Go with the flow? If you try to stop and reverse up a one-way, you're going to be in trouble. But I think overall that would be my number 8 pick, given my short time here in Beijing. Or Peking to the locals.
I didn't say a word this time.
That's a first. Just talking before about being safe in Beijing. Well, I just want to point out one thing. Right behind me here, we've got police there, and then over the other side there's police right there, and there's one back behind me under the umbrella over there. There's another policeman. So, as I said, and there's cameras all over the place. Look, you're constantly being recorded all the time. So I feel that it's kind of a nice place to be. Feel safe. Don't feel like you're going to get robbed. You see right there, right behind me there. I don't want to point because I've been told not to point. Something like that.
Last chance. Promotion.
Remember, it wasn't called Super Dry at Harbour Town. It was called something else. Do you remember?
Vaguely.
Can you see those people behind us? Security police, just checking things out. We've only walked like 50 meters. One of the things I find about being a Westerner in Beijing is that you do get a lot of stares, a lot of looks, people looking at you, and I find it mostly from people in authority, people that are like maybe police or military. And I was just talking to Nat about that, and she thinks that because they're trying to be a little suspicious about what people are doing, recording maybe that's what it is, I don't know. But even when I was waiting to get in line the other day to go to the Forbidden City, they were kind of looking me up and down as I was waiting in line, so I don't know, but just something I found interesting. Okay, so I'm just wrapping up the last two things that I love the best about China, and mostly to do with Beijing. WeChat.
Yeah, WeChat Pay.
WeChat Pay. Now, what I love about WeChat is the fact that you can use your phone to pay for anything. Do you remember all the places that we...
Yeah, I don't remember I used cash. I just took my phone with me everywhere I went and scanned their QR code.
I don't remember at all Nat carrying any cash in her pocket at all, did you?
No cash. We don't use cash anymore. We use WeChat.
But
WeChat Pay.
what she was doing was pulling out her phone and just using her phone and just, what were you doing? Scanning a...
Yeah, just scanning their QR codes, and then that's it.
But you were using it for parking the car, you were using it for...
Yeah, parking fee and basically everything. Restaurants, renting bicycles.
Everything.
What else? Shopping malls. Yeah, everywhere you go. Even like people sell fruits on the side of the street. They have their own QR code. So, yeah, you don't need cash. You don't need a wallet. All you need to carry is your cell phone with you.
It's just so convenient to not to have to carry cash, and I just wish that we were up to speed. Where I come from, it's just so easy to do, just to carry your phone. And the other thing that I love about China is has to be, or mostly Beijing, is the airport. I know you might think it's a small thing, but I just love your airport. Big.
Why do you like it?
I like it because it's clean, it's big, it's mostly organised. Immigration, waiting in line for tickets, the restaurants are all good. And you know what else I like? And this is because I'm pretty cheap, but the food is cheap. Everything is cheap. But you go to any kind of a restaurant or coffee shop in an airport these days, you pay 3-4 times what you would normally pay outside. But that's not the case in Beijing. And they got the new international airport open.
Yeah, there's another one. I think we just opened it. It's on the other side of the city, and it's even bigger than this one.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my top 10. I hope you found it interesting. And I highly recommend you, if you get a chance to go to China, you give Beijing a look at, because it's a great place and fun. And there's a lot of pretty women there.